Ladies and gentlemen, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of inspiration and realness. Also, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of positivity, personality, and fun. This is Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, and now the perpetrator of these shenanigans, Big Beefy E himself from his Big Beefy Man Cave in New Bedford, Massachusetts, Mr. Shenanigans himself, and the two-time Chilling 3000 2022 End of the Year Awards winner, Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, episode 359 of the show. It's a beautiful, beautiful Saturday afternoon, 1:57 p.m., February the 11th, 2023. This has been a very decent winter, and things have gone a lot better than last week. As you know, last week I ended up getting a flat tire, but all that is squared away. All that squared away. Everything is good. Now we're looking at a new week, a good week. Crazy, despite all the things that went out at work, it was so crazy to the point where I got out almost, one time got out at 11 o'clock and all that. But but the week has gone well. Weather-wise, it has been a very beautiful and decent week, per se, and just, it blew my mind about how, this winter was so far. A little wet. We had a little bit of snow, not much, but a little bit of snow. But we did have that last week, that very, 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 very cold weekend. But this weekend just kind of amped it up a little. Was a stark contrast from last week, and I feel real good that now this was something. This was something to behold, and I'm really just very, very happy about this, and just how the day went so far, and it went well. I got out of work at 10 o'clock on the dot, and said, so I'm just very, very happy how things have went this week, and it was a good week overall. So I'm very, very pleased as punch, and it's a beautiful day out. Now, I would go outside, but it's a little cool. I've been outside working, so that's why bother going outside when you're out there working and enjoying? But you're trying to make the place look beautiful outside. But so it is good. So just having fun. So let's talk about what happened last night on AEW Rampage, 6-man tag or trios matchup. Blackpool Combat Club, the Ring of Honor World Champion Claudio Castagnoli, the Ring of Honor Pure Champion Wheeler Yuta, and former AEW champ Jon Moxley teamed up against the Butcher, the Blade, and Kip Sabian, and which the Blackpool Combat Club did win. And then Darby Allin and Sting cutting a promo on the House of Black. It looks like the House of Black has got Allin and Sting in their crosshairs. And then Renee Paquette, I think, is supposed to have a sit-down interview with Adam Cole, I believe this coming Wednesday. And then Q and Murph from the Practical Jokers come out, and they were taunting Jericho with his bat named Floyd. Then Jericho Appreciation Society, Jericho says, I'm not taking the bat from you, but my friends will. And then they were attacking Q and Merv and then powerbombed them to a table. I wouldn't be surprised those Impractical Jokers going to have a little bit of retribution. The question is, who will be representing Q and Merv from the Practical Jokers for that retribution? I'll tell you one thing, celebrity, one thing us, the wrestlers, got to realize, when you mess with a celebrity, they got friends in high places. And when they have friends in high places, they got money. And when they got money, they'll use that money. Trust me. And believe me, if I were the Jericho Appreciation Society, I watch it, because I'll tell you one thing right now. Between Team Slapnuts taking away that stealing that Golden Glove from the Paul Walker Adler guy, and then you got between Jericho Appreciation Society power bombing two members of the Impractical Jokers through tables, I would say, those three guys should join forces up, pull their money together, and get somebody to destroy the Jericho Appreciation Society and Team Slapnuts, is all I like to call them. So then Then Lexi Nair interviewed Dustin Rhodes about what Swerve was being disrespectful, and then Parker Boudreaux and Trench attacked Rhodes, and then Swerve Strickland started talking trash to Rhodes. Ruby Soho went one-on-one with Marina Shafir, the problem, and Soho, well, in Soho's opinion, Shafir wasn't a problem, and Soho ended up winning the matchup. And then Tony Storm and Saraya came out to interrupt Soho, but then Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter started to fight them, and Ruby Soho's like, you gotta be kidding me, right? Do I have to be in the middle of this crap? Who knows for sure. Then Lexi Nair interviewed Mark Briscoe, who's been fired up to make his in-ring debut in AEW, but then and then that lawyer snake shyster, smart Mark Sterling, interrupts him. Briscoe turns him down, gets into his face, and then Daivari and East were holding Sterling back, and Woods talks to Briscoe. It's like, dude, there's no, and kind of like, he didn't even harm Briscoe. Like, what's up? Josh Woods maybe has a lot of respect for Briscoe. Who knows for sure. Jungle Boy Jack Perry took on Ryan Namath, not Nick. You know what the funny is? Like, I botched up the name last night so many times. It was, I think it was coming in late, and Jordan. I think Jordy Scow, you're gonna pay for this. You made me screw up. Jungle Boy Jack Perry took on one of the wingmen, Ryan Namath. Jack Perry didn't win, and then and I screwed up again. I thought Ryan Namath was a second generation superstar. He never was. He was just Dolph Ziggler's brother. But then Prince Nana and Brian Cage showed up to scout Jungle Boy Jack Perry. Cage did what it is. He goes, Wolverine. Oh my gosh. Orange Cassidy and Lee Moriarty were cutting a promo on tonight's main event matchup for the All-Atlantic Championship. Renee Paquette interviews Adam Page when Adam Page was complaining about John Moxley. Kip Sabian interrupts him. And then Adam Page goes, and he almost wanted to punch Sabian. He goes, you know what? I better get out of here before I decide to kick your butt. And then the main event was the All-Atlantic title on the line, Orange Cassidy versus Lee Moriarty. It was a heck of a matchup, and Lee Moriarty had Cassidy in some kind of submission hold, but then Cassidy turned around and pinned him and retained the title. And then Team Slapnuts, like I say, Satnam Singh, Jay Lethal, and Jeff Jarrett were attacking Cassidy and Danhausen after the matchup. Best Friends trying to save them. In fact, Satnam Singh grabbed Trent Beretta. Chuck Taylor got attacked, got waffled in the guitar, and Satnam Singh thrown him to the ring. And then the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn chase Lethal, Satnam Singh, and Jeff Jarrett away. I like to call them Team Slapnuts. So what are my thoughts on Rampage and all? Toni Storm is a heel. She's gorgeous. I like that. So the question is, whose side Hikaru Shida on? Whose side Ruby Soho on? And it seems like, to me, it's like, nobody can trust Britt Baker. Battle Line's been drawn in the women's division, so that's something to be looking out for. Tag team division's kind of like wide open now that the Guns have the titles. So it's the tag team division's kind of busted wide open. The All-Atlantic title, that division is also wide open as well. And Samoa Joe embroiled with his feud with Wardlow. Wardlow will have a sit-down interview with Jim Ross. This is going to be a very interesting time for AEW right now. Revolution's coming up. I think that's when Adam Cole will make his in-ring return. Who is Adam Cole going to face as well? We get MJF kind of like messing around with Bryan Danielson. Who knows what MJF has up his sleeve next week on Dynamite? We don't know. So this is going to be a very interesting situation for sure. So what is next on the docket after this episode? The next episode, it will be Saturday Shenanigans, or I'm going to start calling it Weekend Shenanigans. And I'll be playing, now this is a very, very special moment once again. I thought about what game I wanted to play. And usually Dominic Williams, the Godfather, usually send me requests, which is really cool and all. But I came up with an idea of my own. It's because because this month and this year commemorates 35 years ago when I bought my first Nintendo. And if you want to hear the story again, you hear it on the breaker. Basically, long story short, me and my father went to a toy store that was eons ago, very popular. You look it up, it's called Child World. It has Peter Pan as the mascot. And I remember going inside. It was usually across the street from the mall that I work at. But it used to be there, but it was like, I think it closed down in 1992, and I went back there back in 1988, and for my birthday, my father got me the Nintendo Power Set, $150 it cost. Back then it was pretty expensive. So, and then my birthday party, we set it up and played some games, and one of the games I like to play was Super Mario Brothers, and I wanted to play that. My friend brought Kid Nicky over, which is really pretty cool too. So there is that. So I'll be playing Super Mario Brothers, and I'll be, in fact, I don't want to bust out the old Nintendo system or anything like that. I want to keep it safe. So I decided, well, I'll play it off the Switch since I got the Nintendo Switch online. So, and it got in the library, just gotten bigger with Game Boy Advance games. It's really, really cool. So that'll be on the next episode for sure. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in to this episode. Oh, I want to give a shout out to a couple of new subscribers. One is Dad90. I don't know who that is, but welcome. And also Pothead Doberman. Now Pothead Doberman was a young gentleman that is associated with one of our good friends of the Rant and Ray podcast show. That be Leon Calavera, aka Scorpion Death Drop, of the Crow Templars, along with Fire Lord Kirsan, and the rest of the gang there. So shout outs to Pothead Doberman and Dad90. Thank you for tuning in. And thank you for and welcome to my world. So I appreciate you guys coming in. 111 subscribers so far from the new channel. Really excited. Things are picking up. A lot of positive feedback, some good positive vibes coming out of it. I'm very, very pleased about that. So that's all the time we have. I will see you guys later on the next episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Until that next episode comes around, Mr. Announcer, please take us home.
That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Lima speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, doer for Bob Saget production, and in association with A Sweet Bowl for Raving Dingleberries Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another great episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Until the next episode, goodbye for now.